All right, so Reverend CrystalCox, this is continued questions about monogamy and open. I had said that I had interviewed some people. People left some comments. So let's see what some more things people have to say. By people, I mean, you know, lesbians. I know most straight women feel it. My man, he better be monogamous, man. Any man of mine, he better be. But you want to keep your man, or just listen to me. Like, holding on like this is not the way to attract a high consciousness relationship, or even, you know, holding someone out of duress is not love. Okay. This person says, I'm not opposed to open relationships in general, but don't think they would be for me. There's a fine line between healthy jealousy and unhealthy possessiveness. I want to be wanted, to be attached but not owned. And likewise, I want that with my partner. I've not figured out a way that non-monogamy would work to fulfill that desire in myself. Remember, anytime you're fulfilling a desire in yourself with something outside of you that you don't control, you need to re-examine that and find a way to fulfill that desire in yourself, bring that whole self to your relationships. With everybody for every reason, not just lovers. So while I'm not 100% opposed to trying it, I'm not seeking it either. Okay. I think I said this, but is there such thing as healthy jealousy? Some people like it. It makes them feel loved. They like the drama, but it's kind of low frequency. Jealousy, in jealousy, you assume that because they love this person who's completely opposite and nothing to do with me and nothing like me, and it's then because they like them, I'm less than. So because they like them or want to kiss them or make love with them, then they don't want me. Because they think they're worthy, then I'm not worthy. This is what happens when you anchor in the we, right? But if I'm sovereign, then what my lover's doing with other people has nothing to do with me. And if I need monogamy, be like, don't be with them because it makes me upset. So then they're like, okay, well, I don't want to upset you. So they're willing to put themselves on the cross and die for my cause because I need monogamy. And they want me so much. Why? Like, why would they want to be with me if they really want to be non-monogamous, or if they have other interests that I'm like, no, don't do those. They're like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm worth that? I'm not worth that. Nobody anywhere is ever worth you compromising your true self for. That's basically you're putting death to your own life force. Okay. So this person says, I'm not emotionally strong enough to pursue such a thing. As I age, I discover that my values, needs, and opinions are different from those of others. I think it's important to keep an open mind and to not foist our viewpoints upon others. I value open, honest input from those who find value in open relationships. It's a fascinating discussion to me. I have seen some very unfortunate situations related to poly, but I no longer assume that these relationships can't be healthy and fulfilling. Our narrow experiences should not be used to judge others, right? Because a lot of poly is about what the lady in the former videos that was talking about. So they want to be poly because they don't want to face their own programs and triggers. They want to be poly because they constantly need attention. And if they can't work it out with this partner, they'll just keep moving on to the next partner. But what I'm talking about is working it out with each person. By being honest with who you are, talking it out, finding your beliefs, finding your programs with each person, not just moving from person to person in poly to get attention from one person when the other won't give it, or one person will coddle your programs and one person won't. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so this gal said, to me, an open relationship is about consent and honesty, and people being upfront about their connection with multiple partners. I am a bi woman and a monogamist. I have never been in an open relationship and wouldn't want to be. Even when I have dated other bi people, I pass no judgment and have a lot of poly friends. I am just not wired that way. I like the intimacy of having one partner. I can't speak to the pros and cons because I haven't lived that experience. And so some people are bi because they want to be with a man or woman. Some people want to be in a relationship with a woman, but they're open to being sexual with men but don't want to have a relationship with men. But there's this other, some people call it the true bi, there's no such thing, but where if they fall in love with a woman, then they're in a relationship with a woman. If they fall in love with a man, they're in a relationship with a man. But to me, it's like there's always a part of you that's craving, that's missing, that you're holding back a part of yourself to be loyal to the we. And that's not living your truth, and therefore that's not creating a more expensive reality for your next level of truth. In my, obviously, my opinion and experience. I'm not sure about this one, okay? Who said this, but... Okay, it says, open is an umbrella term to include swingers, one-night stands, or anything considered cheating in mono relationships, but given an okay by all involved. Open includes poly. So, poly is about being committed to more than one person. So, you have their back, you help them when they're sick, you help them build things and create things, and you love them, and you hold them, and you cook for them, and you have fun, and you have more than one partner that you're committed to. And in whatever various different ways. Being in a primary relationship with someone, I see myself as being in a primary sexual relationship with someone, and being open. So, I'm committed with that person, but that if they want to experience something with someone else, they're free to do that and not lose the relationship, because that's the truth. If the truth is they really want to experience that, then they need to do that and not suppress their truth to be with me. So that's what I want. And again, you heard what I wrote about cheating. I don't think there's any such thing as cheating. You can only cheat on yourself. You can lie to people, and if people don't prefer to be lied to and you lie to them, then they'd be like, okay, well, I don't want you in my life because I prefer not to be lied to, and that's fine. Okay, so it says, right, so umbrella term, okay, so right, so open relationship, but I don't want to be like in an open relationship. So I want a primary relationship that is open for if somebody grabs you and you, did you know that being true to yourself, you're not going to lose me? I don't necessarily want to be in an open relationship where I'm dating someone and we're all dating everybody all the time in any sort of a way. I know it's confusing, but I'm not going to go and be with a bunch of people because I'm naturally not necessarily into that. But I also don't want to completely shut myself down if that energy arises, and I don't want to lose my main partner and be like, okay, well, I have to choose me over my partner. Okay, polyamory is the ability to love more than one. We all have that. This is not about sex, though sex may be included in the relationship. It is about romantic connection to more than one individual. Polyamory is never about just sex. Agreed. Let's see. Okay, so this one person says about it being not for her. She says it takes way more emotional energy than I'm willing to put out. And I've seen it ruin relationships. I'm good on my own if someone can't make a full commitment to me. Okay, so to me, this is an insecurity in self. So you're like, when people cheat, so when people are true to themselves, it can ruin a relationship. Well, if being true to myself ruins a relationship, ta-ta, bye-bye. I will always be true to myself because I'm creating realities with every decision. If I'm not true to myself, so if I'm true to if me being true to myself ruins the relationship, hit the road, Jack. Roads come back, no more, no more, no more. She said, I'm good on my own if someone can't make a full commitment. But why do you need that commitment? Why can't you just... So, I mean, it's the classic cutting off your nose to spite your face. So she might enjoy having that lover or going on some, working in the garden together, going on some hike, playing a game, doing something together, cuddling, watching a show, being lovers. She might enjoy that person, but she's going to be like, nope, I'm not going to have anything to do with them if they won't fully commit to me. So if they'll go against being true to themselves, then I'll like them. Otherwise, I'm fine by myself. But she's still depriving herself of certain experiences because of her own insecurities. Okay. This lady says, something to maybe think about in the significance of spiritual monogamy. Before highlighting monogamy as an important cornerstone of an inner development, it is essential to pinpoint the most common barrier to it. Spiritual, I think this is that, oh God, I can't read any more of her stuff today. I think it's the same lady. But we'll go back there another day. Wow. All right, so, okay. So then some person said to that person, by your logic, we can only have one partner to love romantically, one friend to cherish platonically, and no more than one child to nurture parentally. I love that. So right, do you love only one kid? Do you love only one ice cream? Do you love only one partner? Do you have only one friend you can love and cherish? One relative? One pet? No. So the people that demand monogamy to prove that you love, that is an insecurity, that is a program, and it is not being true to yourself. If monogamy is true to yourself, great. If it really, really, really is, if you really do want to be just with that person, and again, like I said, to me, it's not necessarily about sexuality. It's like, oh, you're going out for coffee again, or oh, you're going to such and such club, or the people that have a tendency to be jealous and freaked out and controlling are going to do it over every single thing anyway. So that's their stuff. See you later, bye. Anyway, I like that answer. So, okay, I'm not opposed to open relationship in general, but I don't think they would be for me. There's a fine line between healthy jealousy and unhealthy possessiveness. Oh, that's when I said earlier that is there such thing as healthy jealousy? I know it turns some women on, like, I'm jealous. Oh, I'm turned on by you being jealous. Well, jealousy doesn't feel good, and if it doesn't feel good, it's not in alignment. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. I want to be wanted, to be attached, but not owned. Okay. Okay, this lady says, my ex-boyfriend and I were swingers. This is where I met my first girlfriend. It was not healthy lifestyle for me. I'm very into monogamy. Poly relationship puts me in a very bad headspace that led to some very destructive behavior and self-hatred. Again, that's insecurity, right? If you hate yourself because of the actions of another, you're not sovereign, and those are programs. If anything outside of you affects you that way, it's controlling you, and it's your own program or belief. It's not their fault or their responsibility to coddle you. It's their responsibility to be true to themselves, and your responsibility to be true to yourself. Okay, but I recognize everyone is different and everyone's entitled to their own decision. That was just my experience. Okay, this other woman. I'm not emotionally strong enough to pursue such a thing. Okay, I'd already done that. To me, an open relationship is about consent and honesty. I think we've done that one too. Let's see. Okay. I think some people are just wired to be monogamous. Possibly. But I think most all monogamy comes from insecurity. I don't think people are naturally meant to be monogamous. And again, it's not about the sex. It's about different things you want to experience and see and do and be with different people or with yourself, and not having someone so dependent on you that every move you make or everything you want to experience, they have an opinion on. You filter it through their needs and their wants and their insecurities and their programs. Okay. I can't imagine having multiple partners for myself. I have tunnel vision when I'm interested in someone. That don't sound healthy to me. Do you have other interests? Writing, reading, walking, or is it just the tunnel vision? When you have tunnel vision for a relationship, that's, to me, a little OCD. I can't see outside of them in a relationship context. Okay, so she's all madly in love with someone. Can you imagine, like, if she was with me, be like, I'm so into you, I'm so into you. I'd rather her checking out other asses and looking at, like, going, oh, this is interesting, or, oh, that's really cool, I'm going to go do this, or, oh, I'm going to study this film thing, or I'm going to go study this class, or I'm going to do this. I don't want someone to have tunnel vision on me. Okay, needy, clingy. I want them to be sovereign and have their own thing. If their life is make or break on me or what I do, I don't want that on me. If the relationship isn't working, I will try to fix it. If you're not having fun and it's not working, yes, you fix it, you go to therapy. Okay, just fucking be honest. Okay, move on. Be with someone else. But keep that person in your life. If they're not creepy to you or abusive, stay intimate friends. And be polyamorous and open up to loving more than one person, which is the truth and is natural. You don't have to abandon that person unless they're abusive to you or controlling. Okay, if the relationship isn't working, I'll try to fix it. If it isn't possible, I'll move on and be with someone else. I don't have the desire to be with more than one person at a time, physically or emotionally. Right, and each person has obviously their own choice on that. If it's your preference and your highest excitement, that's beautiful. But if it's because of this or that need, then that's programs and codependent and trauma and, This is also, I'm fairly picky. It takes me a while to find someone I'm that excited about, and when I am, I'm loyal to them. Okay, so to me, when you say I'm loyal to another person, it's ridiculous, okay? Being loyal as in respectful, telling the truth, not lying to them, cheating, doing anything to sabotage them. But if loyal is fidelity, if me being loyal to you is that you own my decisions with my fucking body, so who touches me, who I like, where I go, what I see, who I have a crush on, who I don't, what I choose to do with my life is all about you. So you're loyal to them. So you're giving your monogamy, you're giving everything to them. So you're putting everything in their hands, right? So now that burden is on them. You need to be loyal to yourself. And then two sovereign people come to each other and love each other. Okay, not to say that polyamory isn't about loyalty, as long as people are honest with each other. That's key. Yes, honesty is key. It's the upper echelon. It's the top tier of it all and the foundation of it all. You have to be honest with everybody involved. Or it won't work, and it certainly won't be high consciousness. Okay, for me, I would feel disloyal personally being with someone else at the same time. See, for me, I would feel. So that's a program. That's their own subjective perspective. They feel that by being true to themselves, they're just disloyal. That's something that's been ingrained to us. So it's like, okay, that person's really hot, and I just really want to experience this with them. But my partner's going to be so mad and not like me and not talk to me, and so I'll choose my partner's needs over me, and if I don't, then I would feel too guilty for being disloyal to my partner. But I wouldn't feel guilty about being disloyal to myself. That's what she's saying. Demisexual, not into just one-night hookups. Yeah, and that's not really what I'm talking about either. I like sex in a committed relationship or a deeply emotional context. I think that if you have that connection with someone, you have it, and it doesn't, like, I don't think, it's not been my experience that the sexual connection deepens over time and we get more in love and more sexual. The more you're together, the more it's like, and you're just not even into it. But if you're with someone that really fires you up and that you don't have all these controlling, restrictive, whatever, the sexuality stays, and then you enjoy the sexuality. It's not about one-night stands for me, definitely not. I don't develop deep emotional or romantic feelings for more than one person at a time. Yeah, that's understandable. As long as you're being true to yourself, she's saying she don't, but she's not saying that you can't. I can develop emotional connection with more than one person. And human beings are capable of that. Or we wouldn't be able to love more than one children, or more than one friend, or more than one animal, or more than one dessert. Okay. As for pros and cons, it's my way of being, so I haven't overthought that. I'm also fairly independent in relationships. Doesn't really sound like it. So I like my me time and private time as well. And that's probably easier to manage when you have one partner. It's probably easier to manage. Right, but also if you have no partners, or if you're sovereign in your relationship, you always give me time because you take it. I like the balance of my relationship, my free time, and focusing on my friendships. Well, you can have more than one friend, so she can have friendships. Friends are deep, intimate connections too. We're just not naked. Some of them. I imagine a con of having one partner is that you are probably limited in discovering faster what do's and don'ts work for you. Okay. This is a different person. Says, I was thinking, like, if, say, you're dating someone who lives not super close and doesn't always have time to see you, like maybe only twice a month, then maybe an open relationship could make sense, just like so you don't go nuts and get super touch starved. I've went year without being touched. And anyway, so yeah. If you're touch starved, touch yourself. Get to that other level. That too is get control of your mind, your thoughts, your breath, your hot and cold temperature. Own your body, own your energy. Okay, so then they agree to see other girls or to casually kiss and stuff. Okay, new person. To me, it's very different from poly. I think many people combine the two without knowing there's a difference. Example, I am polyamorous but cannot handle an open or swinging relationship. I know, that's a say what moment right there. Right, so being poly is being committed to more than one person. Enjoying different aspects of one person. It's not swinging. So for me, an open relationship doesn't require any type of commitment or communication beyond the base nesting couple. They're committed to each other, and anyone else they are with is just someone they're dating or having sex with. There is a shallow level of intimacy outside of their relationship, and they don't have to communicate when they're dating or having sex with anyone else. They just follow their rules. Right. So, right, when that's just plain open. My idea is more of being poly. It's more like kind of a committed to one and open to others. But it really comes down to just being true to who you are. Okay, in polyamory, there is transparency, honesty, and so much communication. There is communication with the committed partner before pursuing someone. During on where you believe things might be going, and definitely before making any type of commitment. Communication with the potential about your life, partner, schedule, and guidelines. Everything is discussed. When jealousy or any emotions arise, they are discussed. So much discussion and handled, at least in a healthy polyamorous situation. Everyone not only is aware of everyone else, but also able to interact with respect if they aren't in relationship with each. Right, so, poly being that not each person is in relationship with each other, but each person's relationship with their person. And being open and honest about that. I guess that is the difference, at least for me. Open is about loose connections and not love. Right. Whereas poly is about building connections in committed love. Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, new person. Personally, I think an open relationship is a joke. That's one partner wanting to do whatever they want to do and sleep with whoever they want to without accountability or having to tell their partner. So, if you're in a relationship and you think you should be accountable to the other person, you're not sovereign. You're accountable to yourself. And I'm not talking about lying. It's code for I'm going to cheat on you, but this will make it seem like it's more okay. And so that's why then that article that I wrote a couple videos back that I read to you about, that I believe there's no such thing as cheating. You can only cheat on yourself. You can lie to people you're in relationships with, and that's not of honor and integrity. And that's not cheating. That's lying. I guess there's a fine line there, but if you want to maintain your relationship and the other person wants to be with other people, you need to navigate your poly boundaries and rules for the relationship. If those are broken, you aren't being respected. And I'll talk more in videos of my experiences with open relationships, and believe me, the rules are a big fucking deal. So if someone needs to be in your bed by 11, they damn well better be, or a flip switches. So the rules are important, and it's weird, I know. But if, like, what the rules do is they create an honesty. They're like, look, my boundary is that either stay out or be here by 11. Anyway, long story to that. But if whatever the boundary is, if the boundary's crossed, it breaks something. It's hard to explain. More on that later. Polyamorous equals multiple love with the intent of loving relationships. Open relationships is fuck around all you want and then guilt trip your partner into feeling bad for not being okay with you being a slut who doesn't consider their feelings. Okay, so if you having sex with someone or not having sex with someone because you're considering someone else's feelings, you're not sovereign. That's okay. You're just not sovereign and independent. You still are a bit of a version of yourself that will please the other person. If the action of my partner makes me feel bad, that's my stuff, not their stuff. And if they're doing something and I'm like, I don't prefer to be around someone who does that, then I go, okay, well, I don't prefer to be around someone who does that. I don't play games or guilt trip or all that. I'm not saying I'm perfect at all this. I'm saying this is what I teach, this is the doctrine, this is what I believe. I've got some stuff to still work on. Okay. And I put a note on that. That's just it. It is my body, and you're in charge of your own feelings, not me. Oh, ReverendCrystalCox says, don't know you yet. Alright, let's see where we're at now on this thing here. Alright, I'm going to stop this for now, and we will continue. Bye for now.